attention to synchronicities, and I believe it's creator's way of getting our attention. So when I was surprisingly drawn into the worlds of Aboriginal First Nation peoples, or custodians as they choose to be called, I just said yes. So I wish to share my most recent unexpected synchronicity. It's about Uncle Max Dulamamam. Uncle Max is a widely known and beloved elder of the Yuin Aboriginal peoples who live throughout the south coast of New South Wales. This is a reflection from him. A kid born beside a sacred waterhole, we traveled from north to south. A fugitive in my homeland, dodging the dreaded welfare, the police. My parents kept moving because they didn't want to lose us kids. During his life, Uncle Max took thousands of visitors on country, as they say, through the bush, and taught them about indigenous culture and the importance of totemic beings. He's the author of the book, My People's Dreaming, which is a text that is studied at Wollongong University and has wide readership throughout Australia and the world. A theme of his book and talks was how he was saved from the welfare system by a willy wagtail. It wagged its tail to warn him of danger, if only for that bird. It was a totem, and it kept me and my brothers from being part of the stolen generation. I met Uncle Max through some other Aboriginal elders who wanted me to know more about his story. For some reason, as Bud said, my last name is Hall. They call me the Hallway. When they want to get information to the Northern Hemisphere or Southern Hemisphere or other places I play, they say, set up a Zoomerang with the Hallway. Seriously. I met Uncle Max, as I said, and I brought him on a number of global Zooms, including one with the Vatican during World Unity Week. In 2021, he contacted me because he was told by his ancestors that the song lines of the Aboriginal peoples and the Native Americans were connected in original time, and that they needed to be reconnected as part of our pathway to peace. There was an eclipse coming up on December 4th, and they were having a corroboree, which is very much like a Native American powwow. And he asked me to bring Native American leaders together, and he was told by his ancestors that we all needed to dance, our feet needed to touch the ground in order to reconnect to our song lines. I suggested a Zoom while they were involved in their corroboree, so it was December 3rd for us, and they were on their land on December 4th. Well, I organized it, and we had Native American leaders in Canada, across the US, and South America, and many Aboriginal people on there that didn't know each other until this particular Zoom, because for some reason, I'd been connected with many from different parts of the country. It was a powerful 3 hours of yarning, as they call it. Well, Uncle Max died 1 week later. I have the last recordings of him, and I hold them in sacred trust. So segue to just last night, when his wife, Morel, who is a former senator from Australia, contacted me. A book that he wrote before his death, but was not released till after his death, was being given the prestigious Whitley Award in Zoology and Culture. It's called Nguruwal, the Whale, an ancient story for our time. You know, every Aboriginal person is given a totem when born, and they're told to hold that animal in their heart, learn from their ways, and protect them in the world. And a few are designated as caretakers of very important ancestral lineage. Uncle Max held the whale dreaming for his people. More than 70 years ago, the ancient legend of Nguruwal, the whale, was passed down to elder Uncle Max Dulamamam by his grandfather and uncles. He promised them that one day he would travel to the southern land, Tasmania, and search for the whale dreaming of his ancestors. This exquisitely illustrated book tells the story of Uncle Max's journey to fulfill that promise and how he eventually came face to face with Nguruwal. Filled with important cultural knowledge and personal stories, Uncle Max, as I said, sadly died before Gurewal could be published, and his family is continuing his legacy to show how science is finally beginning to catch up with these old black fella stories. They're called old black fellas. Morel asked me to share this with you for Indigenous Day, as they are receiving the award this day. Well, it's tomorrow, they are now. My beloved soul partner, Uncle Max Dulamaman Harrison, shows us the connection of all living things, connection of land to sea, life to death, dream time to now time, then on to one time. Dulamaman, through his story of Gurewal, shows us the lore of connectedness, creating the respect laws for all animals, plants, skies, and waterways. Gurewal recalls deep within us the knowing that we are all one, together, forever, from dream time to now time. Grandfather Sun births each new day, cloaking us gently into Mother Earth's one time. Each of us, especially now, are beckoned to keep the promise made in the dream time, to look after the land and the sea, for it is indeed honoring all time. We are all custodians, and working together, we can keep the promise and the lore alive in protecting all land and all the oceans that connect all of life.